Everybody, it's me, Carissa Dez. I'm here at the Portland Justice Center, not Justin Center, downtown Portland, and I'm going to see if I can do some street interviews. There's also a protest going on here where they don't want streamers or anybody with cameras around, so we'll see how this goes over because I invited a couple people here to do little interviews. We'll see if they're here. What the heck? I did not change my, check it out. See where it says Facebook or YouTube? I did not change that. Hello, Smokey. Hello, Carrie. Hello, is that Gary? I missed it. I won't stream these people until I ask if it's okay. We're a two-person protest right now. Black Lives Matter. Here's the federal courthouse. Be safe, Rocky. Hey, Art. Yeah, here's the federal courthouse. It looks like they boarded everything up again. Power to the people. Hey. Somebody said no live streaming, but I know that person. We'll see if my friends will beat me up today. Hey Steven. Is this the protest? What's that? Hey. What's that? Oh, thank you. So do you.
Celebration dressed.
Yeah, and I wanted to interview some people too, but yeah, obviously I'll ask everybody because I know that it says no cameras at this protest. So if anybody wants to do an interview about what the verdict from the Chauvin trial, let me know. My friends aren't here yet who I invited here, but we out here. Hey Hamish.
So
hey
what's
Rob.
your interview about?
The Chauvin trial verdict. I just wanted to ask people what they thought, and did you want to be on film?
I don't want to be on film. Ma'am, can I take a question?
Yeah.
So right after that, another person of color was killed. Maybe it's like one victory, but the pattern keeps going.
Yeah, it's not. Putting one cop in jail is not going to change everything. But do you think that it's a good start to holding them accountable?
Well, ma'am, the thing that makes it sound good,
This
but
Richard.
Makes it easy for the liberals to sit on their ass, become complacent,
Right.
and think that Brinkley Joe is fixing
Joe.
things.
Right, like, oh, we're done now. Like, some people are like, we're done. Like, we did it. He's going to jail. But really, it's not just about that one cop. It's about the system being broken, right?
Yeah. Well, I'm trying to say, for the goofy liberals, it's all, it's like, ma'am, like when Obama, it was the same pattern, and when Biden, it's like they're all become complacent because they've won the race war. They won. They're so full of hypocrisy. They'll fall in the river, and the house will be burning down. As long as the Democrats, they'll bury their heads in the sand. And as long as the Democrat stays in president for the next 8-9 years, they'll just sit on their asses because nothing's going wrong.
Right.
Because there's no Republican, Once you put a Republican, then they start getting going again.
Right.
You see how full of bullshit that is?
Yeah, I agree with you. It's like, they're not going to do anything if they don't see any big issues happening. But like you said, that a 15-year-old black girl died today, was shot and killed by police.
Was that Columbus, Ohio?
I forget where it was. I posted on Twitter, but I'm pretty sure it was.
I can imagine that's probably drawn some outrage.
Yeah, so it's like, I feel like a lot of people were happy for a moment when they, heard the verdict, but they're just angry again because it's like, obviously that didn't fix everything, right?
Yeah. Good luck on
No one should be celebrating.
interviews.
Yeah.
So anything I said that's not on stream,
well, they can hear you, but it's not, you're not on video. It's just the Justice Center.
Yeah.
There. I hope that's okay. Okay, I'm gonna go. Hey, you. Do you want to do an interview, a short interview with me? About the verdict for the trial? I'm just like trying to get like 3 interviews. Do you mind Miss ID?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I don't want to like get them because. Do you want to go over here? Okay. Cool. I'm just gonna chat with Ninja over here. I'm sure everybody knows Ninja. Happy 420, everybody. All right. How are you doing? So, what do you think about the verdict of the trial? Are you satisfied?
I'm very satisfied. I feel like it's a step in the right direction. It just tells the police now that, they're going to be held accountable for all their actions being done. I feel like this is just going to be, like I said, it's a step in the right direction. We need to keep on going with, this path to justice in order to, try to get to the goal that we're all trying to get to and end this systemic racism. So, in my opinion, just keep going out, keep marching, keep doing what we're doing, and keep the movement strong.
So yeah, that was my other big question was if you think that the protests helped to them to come to that verdict. If obviously it brought light on that case.
Yeah.
So in what other ways do you think that the protests helped in that realm of
mainly and everybody gathering together, I think, is just the big part. I keep saying we are in an age of information, so the internet is just the thing that we use to communicate with each other more than anything. So I feel like this protest and the movement in general has helped spark attention for this trial, so I feel like the jury was affected from all the protests. And I just feel like we can't stop with the protests in order to get more justice for all the people that have been murdered by the police.
Right. I think it's a systemic issue. I don't think it's just the cops in that area. I think it's all across the U.S. I think it's, obviously a systemic racism issue or just a systemic issue in general. Do you think, obviously you think that live streaming is beneficial. Do you think it has been beneficial to this movement and getting attention on it to bring justice or accountability to police?
I feel like live streams have definitely helped the movement more than how people say it hasn't helped.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it's brought a lot of attention to the protests and a lot of people's safety in hand because, I've had people be like, oh shit, that's my house or something like that during the protest. One lady had her mailbox knocked over and she was like, oh, that's my mailbox and stuff. I was like, oh shit, no way. But, it's just also helping people in jail support. I've had times where I was able to help out on that and I felt good. And helping out with mutual aid, and when I was helping out the houseless for a month, my community was a big part of helping the houseless, and we got, tarps and clothes and just a lot of water, a lot of items for the houseless. And so I feel like community is definitely needed when it comes to, this movement because, if we're not coming together, then this ain't a movement.
Yeah. So I don't know if everybody knows this or not, but a lot of people who are involved with the protests are also involved in mutual aid. And the protests we have this protest community here now. It's not just one group of people, but it kind of spreads across the city and beyond. And these groups want to use the resources and the network that has been put in place, or not put in place, but that is, has come with the territory. So, the community is helping the houseless, as Ninja just mentioned. So yeah, I think, live streaming brought attention to everything and has kind of kept people together. But recently there have been a lot of people that are anti-press and they don't want press at direct action protests. And I think that's a whole different subject. But
You know, I can understand because, I mean, there are people who have been locked up because of live streams and stuff like that, and live streams do identify people. We all know that, and police do look at live streams. But do I feel like press are allowed at DAs? Man, that's a hard question. Done right, yes. You have to learn how to really do this because, I mean, there's just certain ground rules. I mean, you just can't be filming people doing crime because then you're just incriminating people.
Yeah, you're just like a camera for the cops, basically.
Exactly. So it's just like, I'm really not the one for snitching or policing protests.
Right.
So, of course, I'm not going to be showing that shit at all.
Yeah. So I just want to say my 2 cents, put my 2 cents in there. I think that live streaming, like even the, you know, anarchists, whatever people that would come out in Black Bloc would thank us in the beginning, especially like during the Fed war times, because there were so many people out and so many people were getting brutalized and people were using our footage to use in their court cases. And also the whole world was watching Portland and seeing all of this police brutality that, you know, people were protesting against in the first place.
Yeah.
So we were like, they were like seeing
crazy.
it live. So I definitely think that brought attention. It brought more people out to protest and stand up, because I don't think, you know, if it wasn't for protests, people wouldn't have known that this was happening in Portland. I mean, there's mainstream media, but to see it live,
Yeah, it's
like it's hard to believe.
eye-opening.
Yeah, it's hard to believe unless you're here or you're watching it live.
Yeah.
So I think it definitely helped in the beginning when there are large crowds. But when it comes to direct action protests, I can't really agree that live streaming is helpful to the protests when they're, you know, going for these certain actions. And whether I want to be there or not, if we're not welcomed, then I'm not going to go, because like I've said from
people's safety and your own safety.
Exactly. And like I've said from the very beginning, to be welcomed in a protest space, I have to, you know, be respectful to them. And also I would say, you know, like I don't throw stuff at cops, and I try not to yell at cops because I want to be, you know, able to stream and be in that space.
Yeah.
So, and I would get arrested if I were to do those things, or kicked out of the protest if I, you know, if I'm like filming faces or something.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's kind of like a side thing. How are you? Do you have anything else to add about the Chauvin trial? Your thoughts on that? Like,
Well,
we don't know what his sentence is yet.
Happen within the 8 weeks between the sentencing and stuff like that. And they don't pull anything crazy. Keep going out there. That's all I can say. Just keep the movement alive, because people are still dying. There's a girl, 15 years old, who died in Columbus, Ohio. And, you know, this fight's not over yet. So
Oh, it was
that's
Columbus,
what I
Ohio.
really got to say about that.
Yeah, I mean, it's literally still happening. It happened during the trial again. Within 15 minutes, yeah.
After the verdict,
So,
within 15 minutes after the verdict.
well, thank you so much for your time
Yeah.
and interviewing with me. Yeah, that's it. Thanks for being out there. Thanks for doing what you do. Do you want to interview with me? All right, we'll find somebody else. It's pointed this way. Did you want to talk with me for a bit?
I will, but I don't want to be on, you know, just be safe, you know.
Do you want
Audio only.
the audio
Audio.
only? Okay. So yeah, it's if you can see, it's pointed this way, but and I won't say your name either, even though I know your name.
Oh, no.
So what do you think about
gotta
the
be on a
outcome
certain angle
of
to make a stand.
the
Oh, well, I mean,
trial
at least
and the
you can get away
verdict?
from it.
I'm glad he
for the
got
Chauvin case.
all convicted on all counts, and I just wish we didn't have to wait that long for what he's gonna be sentenced for
27 miles an
and
hour,
everything.
man.
8 weeks.
8 weeks is
Even
Too
though
much.
it says- I don't mean to like argue.
But I'm glad everybody's happy, but we still need to get justice
I'm willing to answer
for
for you.
Black Lives Matter.
Yeah, I mean, it's nothing.
Sorry, what was that?
We still need to get justice for all the Black Lives Matter. Even they had another one today.
Yeah, that's
so.
what we were just talking about in Columbus, Ohio.
Yeah.
15-year-old black girl was murdered
So,
by
yeah.
police. So would you say that this is just the beginning of police accountability?
I think so.
That's how I
because-
feel.
Yeah, I feel like it's the first thing. We need to get more of the police accountable. Even the one
Right.
for Dante Wright needs to be held accountable, because
Right.
I think they should have right away noticed he was trying to do stuff for his mom.
Yeah. I just think that the people who are supposed to protect and serve us should not be killing us.
Yeah.
I mean, give everybody a fair trial.
Yeah, give a fair trial, and also try to get the right groups out to help some of these people before the cops, because we want the mental health people out there to help the people before the police even
Right.
take out their guns or
Yeah, I mean, I think that there is a need for some type of law enforcement because, you know, there are rules, there's laws, like we live in America. But I think, you know, like for violent crimes, they usually show up after the fact. Like, yeah, if there's like an active shooter, they'll show up and are, you know, can be helpful. But for, you know, if somebody's having like a mental breakdown, like I don't think the cops need to be there unless they're like pointing guns
like what
at
happened
people.
on Friday.
Yeah. And also, let's see, like if there's houseless people in a park, I think that there, you know, there's Portland Street Response who can come and take care of that. And the man, Robert Delgado, who was killed in the Lentz Park area, the cops came out because somebody had a gun, and it wasn't even him that had the gun, and he ended up getting shot
wrong
dead.
person, wrong.
Like they shouldn't. I mean, I guess if there was a call that the guy had a gun, I guess it would make sense that they showed up. But I think they also should have had street response and like some type of like social worker there or something, you know. Do you have what's up?
Any other questions?
Do you have anything to add regarding the Chauvin trial and the outcome?
I think it's the right outcome. We should keep police more accountable and defund them and get the qualified immunity out of this state and all the states, so they can be judged for the right reasons.
Right, I'm definitely for that.
And all that. So.
Yes, and qualified immunity. Like we need to hold them accountable.
Peaceful protests instead of people breaking stuff. Like that wasn't right for the Boys and Girls Club, because kids go there to get away from all the violence and everything and all that. So.
Right. So what do you think, what type of protest do you think will help to bring awareness to this issue? And
I think
what type of protest do you think will help to hold police accountable?
I feel like the JFPK marches, which are all peaceful, they have their own security.
They're nonviolent, I would say.
And they're nonviolent.
Because they're not like at peace, is what I say, because they're obviously angry.
They're angry, but the nonviolent protests I like better than the ones where people try to break stuff and everything. Because we want to have an open city after all the COVID stuff. We don't want to be mad for all the people breaking stuff, so
right,
and all that. So.
Yeah, so you're worried about the optics of it, like what people on the outside are seeing.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, other than that, we're doing a good job here in Portland. We've been going strong.
Hell yeah,
really
it's been almost
great.
a year.
Yeah. So.
I can't believe it took almost a year for them to put him in jail, to put Chauvin in jail.
Yeah.
I mean, I get it takes a while, but I feel like for other cases, it doesn't take a while. Like, you know, somebody is murdered and the person goes right to jail.
Be going to trial until August 23rd, I heard. So the other 3 officers that were there were shown.
Being accessories to the crime.
Yeah.
Like seeing somebody getting murdered slowly, and sorry for content warning, somebody getting murdered slowly and not doing anything about it is
not right.
Not right at all. Hello, moderators. Okay, that's it. Do you have anything else to add?
No, just trying to help. So.
All right, thank you.
I bet there's other people that will be willing to help you.
Yeah.
Hope I don't bother you guys too much, though.
Oh, no, you're not bothering me. The goat. Let's see if anybody else is here that I would want to interview. Braxton was supposed to be around, but I don't see him. Maybe I'll walk around and ask random people. I'll ask this person. Excuse me. Do you feel like doing an interview?
I'm not down for that, sorry.
Even just like voice?
Nah.
Okay, it's all good. Thanks. I'm just trying to get like street interviews, but also not film the protest at the same time.
Yeah, no, thanks for offering that.
Okay. Have a good day. Oops, I think I got him. As you can see, these parks are completely fenced off. No, I'm not only on Twitch. I should be on Facebook and YouTube as well. Hi. Would you want to talk to me for a second about, like, do a short interview? I'm just doing street interviews about the verdict of the Chauvin trial. See, like, people's responses. Would you be interested in?
Sure.
Okay. Do you want to? Are you okay being on film as well?
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. I'm Carissa Dez.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And what is your name? You don't have to tell me if you don't want to have it.
David.
David? Okay. So what do you think about did you watch the Chauvin trial and like the verdict and
I saw the
today?
verdict and I watched the trial in and out.
Okay.
throughout the
Yeah,
day.
I did too. It was pretty emotional, but
Yes.
I had to be there to watch the verdict. What do you think about what happened? Do you think that, how do you feel about what you saw?
I think that was obviously the correct verdict. I think this is a good starting point. And I hope that the trial...
I'm going to come a little closer because it's hot.
I hope it helps set the tone for future, events like this. We still have a lot of work to do.
Still have a lot of
First
work
look
to
at
do.
one person, there's a lot of other people that still need justice.
Right.
So, and there was another 15-year-old girl. There was a 15-year-old girl shot today.
In Columbus, yeah, I saw that.
So we still have a lot of work to do, but this was really helpful. It was really good news.
So do you think it's just the beginning for holding police accountable?
I think so. Yes.
Okay. And I hope you don't mind me asking, but are you for abolishing the police or are you for a refund? Or,
I am for abolition. I'm an abolitionist.
Okay.
Yeah. We have to get
a
rid of them.
reform. And do you think that the protests here in Portland helped in the trial, like, just getting putting a spotlight on what was happening? How do you think the protests kind of helped in that situation?
Well, I think it let people know that we're not letting it die.
Mm-hmm.
This is not over, and we just let people know, it's going to be a long fight. And I don't know, I feel like the protesting maybe give other people some motivation to come out and start protesting, because we just didn't stop. We just keep going here in Portland. So I don't know if that makes any sense.
No, it does to me. I've seen it. I've been out here. I've seen the energy, and
It helps perpetuate the energy, because we were
yeah,
center
we're
stage so
not
much
we're not
last
going to be
year.
quiet. We're not just going to let people die and cops not be held accountable. Like, we will not be quiet.
Right, absolutely.
I could say that for
And
sure.
I hope that is the message that we're sending by continuing to protest. And I hope that helped with today's verdict, and I hope it helps going forward, because we're still going to keep protesting even though the verdict's come down. We
Right.
have a lot of work to do. So
Exactly.
Yeah.
So what do you think the next steps are after that?
I would really have to think about that.
Okay.
I don't know.
Well, it's so new. I mean, it just happened. So.
It is new. This whole thing is very new. So I think we're all kind of figuring it out together. And so we'll see what happens.
I say we keep getting justice for these people that are getting murdered, and fix our system that's broken.
Most definitely. I don't know exactly what the next step is in that process. But we need to listen to Black leadership and do what they need and what they want. And that's what I'm here to do. So
Appreciate you.
well, we appreciate you too.
Do you have anything else to add or to say?
No, I can't really think of anything else to add. If you're free, come down tonight.
Come down to the Justice Center if you're free tonight.
We need numbers.
All right. Thank you so much.
You bet. Thank you.
Yeah. Stay safe.
Thank you.
And
is this it so far?
Yeah, this is it so far. It's just a small crowd so far.
sorry. I'm a little bit stoned. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Well, it's 420, so.
Well, right. Thank you. I figured you'd understand. Yeah,
I understand.
Oregon, so.
It's Portland. It's 420. I wouldn't expect anything different of anybody that I saw out here. But yeah, there's a group of about 20 people over here.
Okay.
I think, more people will show up once the sun goes down a little bit.
We have, as far as I know, so I have a drum, and I think we have at least two other people bringing drums. So we should have another snare, bass drum, so we should be able to make some noise.
Yay.
I don't know if there's going to be a march involved.
Either way, I mean,
So-
the drums are always appreciated.
Yeah.
I haven't heard anybody, I've heard people complain about live streaming, but I have never heard anybody complain about drums. So
That's
either
good.
way.
Well, it feels good that everybody is doing their thing.
Everybody's doing their part.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. So.
It is amazing to see all the Portlanders come out and
Yeah, it is. Thank you for what you guys do, by the way. It's so funny, I had to basically get just talked into getting Instagram because I've been just fighting it.
it took me, I was one of the last people on MySpace, so I get you.
Okay, I'm just like, oh no, I mean, I get why people use it like large families, especially like talking and I get it. But so once we got into it's like, okay, this is how everybody communicates. So you have to get it. So anyway, I've been following.
Especially during COVID, it
Yes.
keeps people together, like all these different, there's just too many damn social media accounts though, platforms.
It's true.
There's
But I
too
have
many.
to say, like you and Gabs and Rev Daddy, all that, we appreciate, my girlfriend and I, when we're not here, we're glued to you guys.
Oh, thank
So
you.
really thank you guys for doing what you do because I just can't watch regular news. It's like
Me neither.
bullshit. Don't talk with that. Like, no,
Yeah.
I need to see like what's really
Right.
happening.
Yeah, and we knew that too. We knew that mainstream media lied, but when we compared what they were saying about the protests to what we were actually seeing out here in live streaming, that just proved to me that they were just puppets for somebody else.
Yeah.
Sorry, mainstream media people who are watching, but y'all are liars. Anyway, so yeah, there's not a whole lot of live streams out anymore for the protests, but they're still out here almost every single night.
Well, we love
They're
you guys.
still out here.
Appreciate what you do.
All right.
Doing it.
Yeah.
Take care.
Take care. I'll walk around. See if I see anybody else to interview, to bother.
What's up?
Hey.
How you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm alright.
Yeah, I saw that, Jamie. Missing since December. Yikes. Hey. There's City Hall over there where Ted Wheeler works. I'm loving it. Braxton, if you're watching, you better get down here so I can interview you. Are these some blue line people over here? Blue line flag. So like a weird flag, but what are they looking at? Hello. Are you guys protesting tonight?
I don't know where anything is.
Are you from out of town?
Vancouver.
Oh, okay. What are y'all doing down here? Just chilling?
Yeah. Walking around.
Nice. Did you hear about the Chauvin trial?
Yep.
What do you think? What do you think about it? Do you want to be on film? Do you want to be on camera?
Probably not.
No? Okay. What about your audio?
That's fine.
Okay. So what do you think about what happened? I'm just gonna. What do you think about the verdict and the trial and everything?
I mean, I'm glad that he obviously got charged on all 3 counts guilty, but as good as it may be, it's not It's not as satisfactory as it should be. There's a lot more work to do. It's not justice yet, but it's accountability.
Yeah. It's a start, right?
Yes.
Sorry, I'm like trying to keep an eye on these police over here at the same time. They're distracting me. Anyway. Okay, they're going away now. Okay, so you think that it's a good start, but you know, it's just one police officer. What do you think are the next steps, like for holding the police accountable?
A lot of major reform, restructuring. We've seen for a long time, you know, cutting a budget doesn't always fix that. It's usually budgets increase. So you can't fix the problem if the problem is never looked at correctly.
Decrease budgets, reform, restructuring. Do you believe in abolishing the police?
I wouldn't necessarily say abolishment, but I mean major restructuring.
Right. Yeah, I'm like some people when they say abolish, like they don't mean like no law enforcement at all. They just they mean like other types of law enforcement. But some people are like, we just want to burn down the city. Like,
yeah.
So yeah, there's like different flavors of abolish. But you're like for somewhere in between reform and abolish because you think that I personally think the system is messed up. It's not just like one group of police officers that we need to change or remove. It's the whole system, and it's gonna take a long time to make big changes, I think. But yeah, do you think that the protests here? So you're not from Portland, you're from Vancouver, which is pretty much, it's attached to Portland. Do you think that the protests have helped to keep an eye on what's happening, and do you think the protests have helped in that realm, like a police accountability realm?
To a certain degree, yeah, because we're obviously seeing a lot more interactions being filmed and on camera. So there's a certain level of accountability that's going to come with that, but it doesn't always mean that something is going to change because of that.
Right.
So that's kind of really tough to deal with sometimes.
Right now, ma'am?
I am, yeah.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna have to ask you to stop.
This isn't part of the protest. I'm doing interviews, and I'm also filming the cops who are trying to remove this man over here. Anyway.
Alright. Got my word, dog.
Okay, where were we?
That's why I'm out here.
There's
all 3 counts. Just making sure this is the only thing.
So you're from Vancouver. We were talking about if you think the protests are helping, if they're helping put an eye and like a police accountability, and you were saying that definitely like keeps the focus on it.
We're definitely seeing a lot more. We're definitely seeing a lot more, obviously, filming. But the public holding the police accountable is a lot more different than a justice system or a judge holding the police accountable. And that's a lot harder to do. It's going to take a really long time to...
It's kind of hard to hear you, sorry.
It's going to take a really long time to do that because a judge in the justice system has to be able to do that. Where public opinion is kind of at face value sometimes.
But if there are enough people that want changes, you think that those changes could be made, right?
Absolutely.
Like it may take a while, but if everybody's on board for getting police accountability, holding these people accountable who are getting paid to protect and serve us, like if we can hold them accountable, or if enough people want to hold them accountable, I think that it will happen eventually.
Absolutely.
Do you have anything else to add on the subject?
I think that's it.
Okay, I'm Carissa Dez, by the way. I'll do like a little because of COVID.
What's your channel?
It's Carissa Dez on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook as well. What's that? What did you say? BritneySpears.com. Hey. All right. For chatting with me.
Oh yeah.
Are you going to be joining the protest tonight?
Do you know where it's gonna?
It's right here.
It's just gonna be right here.
There may be a march, but yeah, it's right here for now. I'm gonna go walk around there and see if I can interview people on that side of the Justice Center. But it was nice meeting you. Have a good night. Be safe. Hey, I'm gonna go around and try to interview people, just like random people up there. Do you know
CNN. They've been here all fucking day.
CNN.
It's CNN.
Yeah, they've been here all fucking day.
Okay.
They thought they were-
They're not
They thought they were
carnivorous
going-
underground. Wait, carnivorous. What is it? Human underground dwellers. What was it again?
CNN. Piece of shit.
CNN.
Fake
All right. All right. I'll be back.
news! Fake news!
Hey, how's it going?
Excuse me?
How are you?
I am blessed beyond measure.
I've seen you out at protests and stuff. I'm Carissa Dez.
What's your name?
Carissa? Carissa Dez.
God bless you.
I'm live right now.
Carissa Dez.
And I was just wondering if you have a couple minutes to chat with me about the Chauvin trial, the verdict. If you had any, like...
Let's go over here.
Okay.
Give me a private.
Yeah, that sounds good. Do you mind being on film? Or like on video? Okay.
I'm always, they film me every day.
I filmed you before too, but the climate's kind of changed when it comes to live streaming and
Times have changed
photography in
slightly.
general.
So you can ask me any question and I'll just answer in all honesty.
Okay. It's a little quieter over here
You
too,
want to go
so
to the park?
yeah,
Got
sure.
some greenery and stuff like that.
Y'all on about 20 different cameras right
Wherever
now.
you feel comfortable.
Yeah, wherever you feel comfortable.
Okay, let's be seated.
All right, this looks good. Terry Shrunk Park Plaza.
Yeah.
So what is your name?
My name is Yaya.
Yaya.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you also.
I love your shoes, by the way. Look at those.
I love your
Damn.
personality.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So what do you did you watch the Chauvin trial, or did you watch like parts of it at all?
I watched it from jury selection.
Okay.
So I've been following it.
Okay. And did you watch today when they came with the verdict?
I missed the verdict. I was
Okay.
gone, so I watched the entire
But you know
thing.
what happened, though.
Yeah,
I'm sure
I
at this
missed the
point.
verdict. But I got the news though.
Were you pretty happy about it, or were you like?
I am.
Okay.
I'm gonna go get a bottle just for it.
Yes, love it. Celebrate.
That's right. And
I
I'm
just-
gonna try to find a party for it because I know somebody's partying right now.
Yeah, during a weekday, I'm sure there's still somebody partying out there. But do you think that that's it? Do you think we're done, or do you think that there's? I mean, obviously there's more work to do, but what's your idea on that?
It's hard because I'm going through a lot as it pertains to the Portland Police Bureau and just my own personal experience with them. I'm actually pursuing a civil suit against them right now. That's like actively. It's something that's. But the thing about it is that they're denying everything. Like they fabricated the entire police report. So I gotta like provide the evidence and stuff, which I have, video footage and stuff like that. So I think that we definitely got a lot of work to do. And I think that
Sorry, I'm just gonna scoot closer because I don't have a microphone. That's
yeah, I
good,
hope
but
you're comfortable.
I'm fine.
And I think that the demonstration must continue.
Do you think that the protests have helped in bringing the spotlight on police brutality and bringing accountability to the police and the system? Do you think that it's helped?
I do. I think that it's helped, but I disagree with a lot of the activity that transpires within the protest.
What are the things that you think, if you don't have to answer this, but what are the things that you don't agree with?
I disagree with starting fires to buildings and destroying people's personal property. And I just disagree with vandalism, straight up and down.
Okay.
I don't mind tagging buildings that's like paid for by tax dollars, and people feel like the people that's occupying those buildings aren't doing their jobs properly, and so they're expressing that by tagging up their buildings and leaving graffiti. I don't mind it. I actually love to see the city covered in graffiti because it's a form of expression. and it's better than someone acting out in violence.
Right. So I think that the people who are, breaking windows and starting fires, I think they have good intentions, right? What do you think that they're doing? What are the reasons that you think that they're doing that? Like, obviously they're wanting to make changes. They want to put pressure on the police and help to dwindle the resources that the police have, right? Like,
Right.
do you think that that the direct action protests like that will continue?
I do.
You do?
Yes. I do.
How do you think the world sees those type of protests?
I think that the world has been waiting for it.
They've been
And
waiting.
I think that it's necessary.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like people should consider others, and they should consider their actions, like as it pertains to the effect that it's gonna have on others. If your action is gonna affect the cause, then you should be supported. But if your actions does not affect the cause and it's actually hurting others, then I don't support it.
Okay.
And I also believe that there's a lot of like closet racist and stuff too.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not a judge or nothing like that. So.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I've just been kind of watching all the different type of protests since May. Since George Floyd was murdered.
Yes.
And it seems like the protest community has evolved in Portland.
Definitely.
They're still going strong. Not everybody knows this, but they're still going out almost every single night in some type of protest, whether it's a march or a direct action protest, where they're like just breaking windows or what have you. So I think they're definitely putting pressure on the police. Do you think that that is helping to bring accountability to the police? I mean, the police aren't able to use CS gas anymore, so I guess there's that change, and I think that came from the protests and like people having video of them doing it, like pressing charges on them and everything. But when it comes to the environment here in Portland and the police, the Portland Police Bureau, how can we make changes here? Because I think that Portland has some of the the highest numbers of police brutality out of like anywhere in the U.S. Like one of them, maybe not the top, but what do you think would make changes like here, like locally?
Well, first and foremost, I just want to give a shout out and a big ups to President Biden. I agree with his speech that he gave today, and I feel like we need individuals that are in his position that are actually in agreement with change within the system. Right?
So work within the system. Okay.
Indubitably. And so I commend him for his speech first and foremost. I believe that change starts from above. It comes from on high. And so since those are our higher ups upon the earth, I feel like Joe Biden is aiming toward assisting us with our cause. He doesn't agree with violence. He doesn't agree with ravishing neighborhoods or anything. Neither do I. But he agrees that there needs to be a change. And I feel like he's assisting us with that change. My cousin, my blood cousin, who I haven't had the opportunity to really truly get to know, because he was murdered by the Portland police. And so
I'm so
I just
sorry.
want to give a big ups. God bless your soul. Thank you for that. To my cousin, my older cousin, Letha, my elder cousin, Big Letha, B Small.
Oh, we all know Letha.
Triple blessings that trickles. The Lord bless you.
Rest in
beyond
power,
measure.
Patrick Kimmins.
Amen. And may the Lord give you peace, and may the Lord give you a victory to the cause. And I just want to encourage others to also support my older cousin Letha in the March for Justice for Patrick Kimmins and others. She's always out here active, and all she wants is justice for Patrick Kimmins and others.
Yeah, she's an amazing speaker, and her energy is so awesome. Like
Amen.
she's
It is.
to come out twice a week and put herself out here. It's a lot of work. And
I'm sorry that happened to your shop. We're gonna take care of you some way, somehow. If I was in a position to do so, I would, big cousin, but the Lord is gonna bless you beyond measure.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Amen.
All right. Well, do you have anything else to add, to talk about, police brutality, Chauvin trial, anything that you'd like to add?
As far as the Chauvin trial is concerned, in all honesty, I feel like this gentleman really wishes that he could go back to that day and not do that. I tried to find some kind of angle to understand his behavior, but I couldn't. I'm not his judge. I am completely satisfied with the verdict. Yeah. And I think that the prosecutor, lawyers did an awesome job. And I think that Chauvin's lawyer, he did the best he can. Mr. Nelson, you tried, bud. You're not going to win the appeal, but go for it.
Yep, I guess it's worth a shot for him.
It's worth a shot. You got to do what you got to do. I want to bless you
in
the name of the only begotten Son, Yahshua HaMashiach, also called Jesus Christ by the nations. May the Lord order and direct your footsteps, that you may be blessed when you come and that you may be blessed when you go. Triple blessings upon blessings upon blessings without measure that triples.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
And your name one more time?
Yeah. Demetrius Bachelor.
Demetrius Bachelor. Carissa Dez, so nice meeting you today.
Yeah, you too.
All
I
right.
appreciate your time.
Yeah, I appreciate your time as well.
Okay, see you around.
See you around. That was awesome. Ooh. Hey, Ray. Okay, I'm gonna walk this way so that I don't get kicked out of the protest. I'll just go around it and see if I can interview somebody on this side. And then I'll probably be done after one more interview. Hey, boop boop. Hey, K variable. Here's the Justice Center. There's the jail in downtown Portland, where a lot of the protests have gone down in the past year. Well, of course it's my right, but they don't, the flyer for the event specifically says they don't want cameras or live streams, so I'll respect that. If I really wanted to, I could stay, but yeah, like I said earlier, to be allowed in the protest space, or to be not allowed, but to be welcomed, there's certain things that I will and will not do. I will not film faces, and I also won't, attack the cops, because I would not be able to film and do my job. And now they're requesting that they're, that they are not filmed at all. So I'll respect that. And there are still other, protests and events and things to film, so I'm not worried about it. Thank you. Sorry about these crazy bangs that I'm having fly across my face. Alright, yeah, I think I'm pretty much done streaming. Because there's a lot more people at this protest, and there aren't really, there are a few people walking around, but I'm actually kind of tired of doing interviews. Excuse me. Hey Adam, thank you. Exactly. I respect the community. All right, well, I'm going to end this live. I think I'm done doing interviews for the day. Thank you so much for tuning in. Hope you have a wonderful night. And I hope we continue getting accountability. Thanks, Mike. Peace, love, donuts. Let me go ahead and share this to Twitter really quick if I can before I completely go off live.